Greetings everyone, and welcome to my video where I show you my recording setup for my computers, my ZX Spectrum, my Atari ST, and also in the future my old video game consoles like the Super Nintendo, etc, etc. I promised to make a video about this like several months ago. Sorry if it took some time, but it's been far too hot this summer to do any videos really. So yeah, I'm just finally here. Sorry about the delay. And if you're not into recording video game footage from old computers and video game consoles, then maybe you should check out a different video, because I'm going to be going into the the slightly technical side of things and show you my setup. It's maybe for you guys out there that want to do this yourself. And I'm recording this on my phone because I don't have a proper camera rig that is suitable to do this really, so it's simpler to do on the phone. And I've also got a light there. And I'm also using my my headphones, so sorry if it's going to be a bit shaky and noisy. I'm going to try and keep it, as good as possible, but it's not necessarily that easy. So anyway, let's dive into this, and I'm going to show you my ZX Spectrum. It's got set up. It's got its this interface connected called the Spectre 128, which is a very nice little device, newly manufactured, that outputs a very nice RGB signal via SCART, and you can see this on the TV here. It's running Rex, and the signal is output via the SCART cable. So let's just follow it where it goes. Goes down here and then it goes up here, and it connects to my cheap and nasty SCART switch. I've got two of these, and both of them are more or less faulty. There's some bad solder joints. I think I'm gonna have to try and open them up and fix them, but they work for now. They've got 3 inputs and they're okay, not great. They do introduce some noise and such, so I really would like to get like an active one. This is a passive one. It's not a powered unit, so it's just basically rewriting the signal without any amplification or anything like that. So results aren't amazing, but it's fine for now. Besides, I don't have any more money to spend on this. It's already been quite expensive. So here I've got my Spectrum connected right here, the first input, the A input, and then this I think is my GameCube, I think, and this one is my PlayStation 2, I think. I'm not entirely sure, but you get the general idea, and then I can press these buttons here to switch around to the different sources. So it works, it's okay. And then there's the output here that goes in here somewhere, and then it comes down here. Let's see if I can find where I'm at. The cable that goes into my FrameMeister. And this piece of hardware is really rather amazing. It will upscale the RGB signal to a 1080 signal, and it does this very nicely. It keeps the pixels very nice and sharp. It's a really amazing piece of kit. I've had some problems with it, sadly, and it may actually have to be returned because I think there's a bad solder joint or something in it. I'm still struggling with Solaris, where I bought it, on how to sort this out. It's really frustrating, but as long as I don't really tap it too hard, it's working quite fine. And then the signal is output via HDMI back here. I don't know if you can see, but there's an HDMI cable, I think, back there, and this signal is routed up here to my HDMI splitter switch. And this thing basically got 4 inputs that allows me to connect my FrameMeister, my PlayStation 3, my PlayStation 4, and also got a free input that I'm not using for anything right now, so that's pretty good. And the excellent thing about this is that you can output the signal to 2 different outputs. So 4 inputs and 2 outputs basically, which means that one of the signals goes to my TV, which is currently, as you can see, showing the Spectrum currently playing Rex on its own. And it also outputs another signal back here, another very long HDMI cable. I think it's 7 meter long, that will go back here and around and will end up at my desktop computer. Also worth mentioning about this particular HDMI splitter switch is that it's not the cheapest, it's not the most expensive one either. It's decent. It got some problems. I have had issues with it kind of locking up and getting stuck in some weird mode where I need to restart it to be able to get it to work properly. And I've also had issues with if a device powers off, like it goes into standby mode, like my PlayStation 3, this device will just turn off, and there's nothing that will make it turn back on except powering it on and off, and it's extremely stupid. So it's not great. But there's one thing that's really rather nice with it. It strips HDCP, which basically means that it removes the copy protection signal from an HDMI signal. So I can actually record my PlayStation 3 with this thing connected. So that is rather nice. Kind of makes up for the other shitty things about this. Anyway, let's get back to the 7-meter long HDMI cable back here and see where it ends up. And it ends up connecting to my computer and my Elgato HD60 Pro, I think it's called, my capture card, which is a PCI Express card that I bought recently that allows me to capture the HDMI signal. Works very well. So I've got the Elgato capture software running here. So all I need to do is press the record button down here. See if I can do that and still keep filming. Press record, and Bob's your uncle. The hardware starts capturing the video from the Spectrum, and yeah, that's all there is to it. Pretty neat stuff. Pretty happy about this setup. It works pretty well. The quality is really rather nice, as long as I've got a decent RGB signal to input into the FrameMeister. Everything turns out very nice indeed. So I'm super happy with this setup. It's been working quite well for me. I've had a ton of problems setting it up though. It's been taking a long time and it's been pretty costly. I mean, fairly expensive. The capture card alone was pretty expensive. I think it cost close to maybe 150 euros or something like that. So yeah, it wasn't cheap. And then of course there was all the other hardware. The FrameMeister is expensive, and yeah, so it's been something that I've been working on for several years now, in fact. So finally it's set up in a way that allows me to capture most of my hardware that I want to be making videos about. So thank God for that. Finally got it working. Feels really nice. So yeah, that's about it. I don't think I've got anything else to say. I hope you found this video to be somewhat informative. It's going to be a fairly short video, but by all means ask any questions if you've got them, and I'm going to try and help you out if I can. So guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed and found this somewhat informative, and hope to catch you in the next video. Cheers.